Welcome, folks. Good afternoon. It's a great Friday. Let's talk some Wolong. So that just launched late last night. It was actually maybe after 9 p.m. Although it was supposed to be launched. Well, had a launch date of the 3rd, which is today. I think what they did was they went off of maybe East Coast time or something like that when they made it. So, and I think the game came live. It went live on Steam around 9, I guess 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. last night, something like that. I saw it switch over and jumped into it and checked it out. And late yesterday, Steam put out a update for the Steam Deck, which is what we're going to be playing on here as we always do. And they launched that. I don't know if it was just in the beta channel or not, but let's see if we can pull up the notes for that. Where is that? Is that in here? Usually it is when it comes up. I saw the note last night. I have it on my phone. I took a picture of it, but I thought they might show. Let's see if they show this. Nope. Where can I find that firmware? Anyhow, I do have a picture on my phone because I thought it was interesting. They did a specific update just for the Wolong game, funny enough, which I hadn't seen that too many times, but here it is. Let's see if we can do this. Give me one sec. I think this was it. Yeah, so I'm going to show it on the camera, but they did an update. Oh, it's going to be hard to see with the little ring light thing right there last night. And that was for the beta. So it's OS Steam OS 3.4.6. So if you haven't already and you're looking to play this game or you're wanting to play this game and you've got it, go in and update your Steam Deck. That fixed some graphical corruption issues as well as some of the performance, it seems. When I started playing Wolong, the demo, it wasn't running the greatest. And then last night, before I did that OS update, I was playing a little bit of Wolong, and still seemed a little weird. The I'm going to turn off my heater here real fast. The performance of the game was not really going that well, right? It seemed like there was still some issues, but then they put that update out. I tested it this morning, tested it again for the video, played the video, did all that stuff, and it seems to be doing really well. I haven't seen it drop. Now, it's on the lowest setting, so we'll jump in, take a look at it. And what I'm doing here is I am running, I don't know if there's any hotfix or anything like that, but I just threw Proton hotfix on just in case they did something last minute. But regular default resolution. And I figured we'd jump in and play a little bit, kind of talk about the game. So as far as I've seen, even in boss battles, it hasn't dropped below 30 frames. Mostly it runs somewhere in the range of like 30 to 40. And in majority of the areas, it's 40 to 40-ish in there. Maybe not 40 super high, but 40, right? Kind of thing. So we'll jump in here. Now, I have noticed something weird. This is I use the, what is it? The 8-bit do or 8-bit do ultimate controller. So and this is the wireless one that's set up for the Switch. Although it works for any game, obviously. But I've noticed that I have to go in here and toy around with like the order. For some reason on this game, the order of the controller. So it has it in the correct order, but for some reason I have to go in and I have to say, no, make the Steam Deck the first one, and then the game runs fine off the controller. If the controller is in the first position, it doesn't want to work. I don't know what that's about. That's a weird one. I wouldn't have expected, something like that. So kind of odd. You get little quirks here and there, but we are running it. So the game only supports 16 by 9. So it's not going to run 1280 by 800 on the device is going to run 1280 by 720. Here on the stream, direct feed, direct capture, that's fine. But, you know, you're not going to get exactly what you want when you're playing on the Steam Deck, which is the full screen being filled. It's more like a Square Enix game where they really only build for 16 by 9, not 16 by 10. So, just to go through settings, I did this on the premiere that just happened, but if you missed that, we'll just look at, you know, the settings here. They are all pretty much based on performance right now. So I've got settings typed to best performance. The mode is prioritize FPS. And, you know, obviously in these types of Souls-like games, that's what you really want. Screen resolution, as we said, 1280 by 720. Cap on the frame rate is 60, but we get there close a little bit in some of the smaller areas or the more confined areas, but not really here. And then we've got rendering resolution at 100. Now we could drop that down a little bit, but it's been running pretty well. Everything else is pretty much set to low quality or low or disabled. And yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and jump in. We'll continue from where I'm at, which I'm trying to chip away at that boss. His first form is not horrible. I got past that, and I can pretty much get past that most of the time now without really damage. But his second form is a little trickier. It's a different tactic. But we can run through, you know, some of the areas and then go back to him. We don't have to worry too much about him right now. We'll give him a couple tries, but let's. These are our bonfires, is what I'm calling them. But let's travel back. Can I go all the way back? No, I can't. So you can't travel back within the area. So I'm going to run backwards, and then we'll run forwards again, just so you can kind of see the performance. You know, we're running right now about 49, 50 frames per second, something like that. Now these guys are not going to pose a challenge really, because I've already been doing my grinding and, you know, trying to get my character up to par. I don't really customize the character. Well, in terms of like look and all that stuff, I don't mess around too much with that. I go with pretty much the standard character design, but, you know, obviously configuring your... Oh, I turned right around when I was going to get him to do a backstab. When you're talking about, like, you know, skills and all of that, I do a lot of that stuff going in, but I mainly build for, you know, pretty much a brute force fighter, melee fighter, whatever you want to call it. Now you have your Estus, which is some kind of drink that he's taking. Elixir, I guess is what they're calling it. But it's the Estus flask. So. Now they have those power-up things. The critical is what they call it. That's how you know they're doing a critical, which is the kind of the red vein system that you see appear. You have something similar. Take these guys out really fast. Oh yeah, yep. Get behind him. All right, we're going that way. Go this way. Go this way. Take some of the elixir. You got a nice dodge parry, so to speak, which can get you behind in a good position for, you know, doing a backstab, which is nice, right? I feel that the controls and everything go really well with the game, and the gameplay it's kind of a mix between Neo and Dark Souls. That's really where it feels. It's fast paced like Neo, but it's definitely like a Dark Souls infused mechanic. I would say the fighting's fast paced, not necessarily the when you're coming into an area or something like that, but when you're in a fight, it's super fast. When you're kind of walking around, it's more like Dark Souls, right? Like you can kite enemies in and kind of pull them to you and things like that. Ah, it killed me. I didn't see that coming. I was talking too much and not paying attention. There is not a real detriment. You don't really lose. I think you lose half of your... You lose... I think it is whatever. You lose your kind of souls. Here they call it ki, I think it is. You lose that based upon your last save point here, like at this flag, right? You also lose this multiplier that you can do for your martial arts. And that can come in pretty handy, although bosses can definitely break that combo. So it really, you've got to get them in a position to where they're stunned and you have enough time to complete it or kick it off and complete it. There we go. So now we're getting our key back or whatever it is, our souls. That's how I always look at it. Anything is souls to me. Oh, he's doing his critical. You can lock on. As you can see, get out of here. Why am I not taking my elixir? There we go. It moves fairly fast. There is a weight limit to your armor and stuff like that. I haven't noticed it as much yet. I haven't gone full like what's the one in Souls? We just run around in your loincloth essentially. Forsaken. The name of it is. You could choose a model like that where you just wanted to have like the least amount of weight, no armor, and you could walk around carrying the biggest swords and stuff like that earlier in the game. And you could roll faster and dodge and things like that. So this, my build is pretty much wearing the armor that came with the game. They give you, if you bought it on Steam, and if you buy it, I think before the 16th of March, you get like this special bonus armor. So that's what I'm using right now. It does have, it is not just cosmetic. It does have better attributes. So it does give you a little bit of an advantage, but, obviously you'll find gear in the game, I'm sure, that will easily outpace this stuff, and it'll be useless. We'll go all the way back and kind of go all the way forward. So the revenge accomplishment, it's just when whoever killed you, you get your key back or whatever it is, I guess, from that point. As long as I think it's before you die, right? If you die before, then that would be gone completely. Let's go this way. We'll just go all the way back to the beginning and then take a run forward. I need to do some grinding anyhow, so this will actually be okay. At your bonfires, you can do your level update. I think I've got one now. Nope, I'm about 50 points away. Genuine key is what you need for that. This is kind of your skill tree. It basically is your health, I think your attack, maybe dexterity. I think that's what it equals to as you go through. Let's just keep running. We'll go all the way back. Do a backstab on this guy. I'll just kind of creep up on him. It's your B, but I think it's B or triangle, or it would be your Y, I think, on an Xbox controller to do that backstab. And like I said, your dodge can pretty much get you in a good position to be able to do that. Yeah, almost every time. If you're good at it. I'm not really great at it yet. Obviously, it takes some time, and I don't know, I'll probably put maybe an hour or so in this so far today. I played the demo. The demo actually ran poorly. I wouldn't say any more poorly than anything we've seen on the deck, but it definitely ran poorly on here. backstab on him. Can I go down here? I can. Where is this? Oh. Okay, this is the shortcut I unlocked. I was like, oh, did I find a new area? No. Like, I haven't been down here, but this is the starting area. So this is right where the whole game starts off. We'll just go backwards from this point and do some grinding up until we get to the boss. So this is kind of... There's not going to be all the enemies, but you know, this is your first guy you'd encounter. You're picking up gear along the way, which is really nice. You know, you definitely find decent gear as you roll through. The gear, like I said, I have came from the DLC of buying it ahead of time. But I think the way they... Oh, you got me stunned. The way they made it sound is they're going to sell this gear somewhere at some point. You just get it if you buy it early. But this gives you an idea. I mean, we're still in the 30s to 40s range, even when it, you know, gets a little bit more wide open. That's a hell of a headache. Okay. We've got enough to do an upgrade. Let's get back to our flag. It's a flag, but bonfire for the sake of what we all know. Just chests are available with gear. I think there was 3 in the first level. There are drops. This is just more probably gear. Soldier cap. Your equipment looks like, well, that's your inventory. Here's your equipment. Oop. Looks kind of like this. You can go through, kind of do it tells you like, oh, this is better gear. So, yeah, this Bayou helmet that I got for the DLC, it's kind of already, I don't know, it depends on what you're using, but seems like it's already, well, I guess we get a little bit more special effects, but if we want more defense, we'd go with one of the other ones that we found. So it doesn't last too long. It's one of those games where you're just going to go through gear to, you know, keep updated. More like Neo. That's really what it reminds me of. So we can do a level up here. Because this boss is being a pain, I'm going to try to find something with the most melee attack. Stealth, deflect, what's this one? Spell, spirit defense, that's our health, I think. Spirit sustainability, I think that's our dexterity. And what's this one? Equipment weight. So this is our what we can carry and how quickly we can recover and be able to, your agility. You know, let's go with that. Sounds good. You do have spells as well. I haven't really used those too much yet. I'm not a magic user in most of these games. Although I know that can be your most powerful characters. You start out with a bladed weapon, you end up... I ended up switching over to this. I don't know if I have any better weapons yet. Well, I do have a polearm. It's purple. So this is just to give you an idea of what kind of gear you end up seeing. You've got swords, polearms. Yeah, you know what? It's not going to hurt us to switch. And you can carry 2 melee weapons. And then I don't have any ranged yet. This is my spell, Unstoppable Force. The way you do that is Isn't it right? Your RT and then your whatever button combination you want at that point. There's a mini, well, I guess a mini boss or a mid-level boss down here. We can see if we can defeat him. It's a cat. Battle cat is what I was calling from like He-Man. I don't think you can do a backstab on him. Or like an ass stab. Yeah, it came up. You might have been able to. You do have a buddy with you here. He does some stuff. He sometimes pulls them, but sometimes it gets to be a little cumbersome the way he pulls. And it doesn't always work correctly. Did we defeat him? Yeah. It seems like, you know, our AI buddy here, he pulls in a weird way. Like when you're almost dead, you'll see that maybe in the boss fight here. He will pull him when I'm almost at my lowest health, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the boss stays focused on me, and sometimes your AI buddy just disappears. I don't know where he goes. I don't know. He's kind of all over the place. There are rooms and buildings, kind of like in Dark Souls, that, you know, can be unlocked. You can scale a little bit. So if we jump up here, I've already done this, but you fall in here, the door's locked. There's a chest in here, dude cowering in the corner, and then you can unlock this. And initially, for the first battle with the battle cat there, I was using this as like, I'd get in here and you could, you know, he would be stuck wandering out the door and you could just take some swings at him like that, bounce back, wait. So you could cheese it a little bit. I found it took a little bit of patience though, because that cat would wander around, then AI buddy would drag him somewhere and you'd have to go drag him back to the doorway. So, I mean, obviously now we didn't have any problem with him, but, you know, that was then, this is now. Let's see. Yeah, we do have some enemies here. So we've reset them, just like Dark Souls, every time you, or Neo, every time you save at your flag or your, well, he doesn't really even see me standing right in front of him. At your bonfire, you're just going to reset the area. You don't have to get directly behind the backstab. For some reason, you can just do it at pretty much areas that are to the, like, left and right sides of them, towards just a hair to the rear. Here we go. Kind of cleaned house on these folks. They're pretty easy though. You're just picking up gear. I don't know, maybe we'll be able to sell it, but we are collecting a lot of gear, and none of it's any good really. You know, the main stuff that gets better is really when it drops off the mid boss and the end boss. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have enough now. Battle preparations, I haven't messed around with that yet. The spells I barely messed around with. So I think this is just flag customization. Yeah, so you could customize what your flag looks like at this point. There's a couple guys here we can do some backstabs on. Creep around. I think they're pretty much all like laying down until you get too close. See, he was getting ready to do a critical. That's why his vein system was showing and he was glowing red. And they can definitely catch you off guard. I mean, they can be strong criticals when they do hit. Even a low weak guy compared to like the armor that I've got on, they can definitely have a little bit of an impact. But overall, I'm not complaining about this game's performance. It's actually playing better than what I had hoped, even, especially after the demo. The demo was, it was having a rough time with 120 hertz on, you know, graphics cards, and I think it was okay on 60 hertz with like a PC rig and a decent graphics card, but for the Steam Deck, it was nowhere near that. I mean, it was floating below 30 at some points on the demo, and now with that update, that firmware update, and then the full game release, it's actually running really well. Use my mixer. Oh, yeah, that guy got a little. Okay, the dodge roll is a little crazy sometimes. This stuff. Take this guy out. He's just a natural. Hey, look, my buddy. He did something finally. Alright, so now we're back by the boss. Actually, what's our... It's like 3,800, right? For the next level. 3,600. Let's see if we can just get that before we take on the boss. We'll just grind down here. It should be within these couple guys here. We can get that number. Shouldn't take us long at all. 31. Ooh. Not necessarily that grinding and getting levels, you know, once you get good at it, I'm just not good right now. But once you get good at it, it's not necessarily that level grinding does you any favors. For me, it does, though, in the beginning. Boy, this guy's tough. He's just got, like, when they do their criticals, they're just super fast. That gets us to 34. Maybe these two guys will get us where we need. Sometimes it'll, and I've noticed that every once in a while, sometimes it'll automatic, oh, we're 10 key away or whatever. Let's get this guy right in the bush. Oh, one more. There we go. Okay, now we can run back. We can do our upgrade, and then we can go towards the boss, or hit the boss. I think I've done 2 levels since my last attempt, and like I said, I can get through the first form pretty quickly. It's just basically you gotta be relentless and just keep wailing on him. If you back up at any point, he gets the advantage because he doesn't stagger easily. Let's see, what do we want? Again, damage. Damage probably is our best bet for this. So that's good. But what do we want to have? Equipment weight. So that would give us, make us a little bit lighter. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Let's try the boss. Now in here, you know, you're hitting almost 60, so in confined areas, the frame rate does bump up, but you'll see like what the frame rate does here with the boss area. It's usually like in the 40s. Yeah, you just gotta lay into him. Just don't let him get a chance to grab a seat. Once he gets going, he's got a nice quick combo that just basically staggers you the whole time. That's his critical that he's trying to fire up. Both he and I have the same problem. You fire up the criticals or you fire up your martial arts, and man, it can be, you can just really get stuck in a bad combo. I'm going to try and get him now. There we go. Still lit up. There we go. Now, first form, second form, will just tear me a new one. I haven't gotten it down pat. Although this one is more about evading. Getting close and evade. Do some quick hits, back out. Oh. Kind of wait for him to try to strike. Oh, I got him bad. Oh, that was rough. He can hit you from all the way across the area too with that arm. Oh, he's down. Yeah, AI buddy's just standing over there doing nothing. He's been hurt. Somehow he got hurt. I never saw him do anything. And see right there, when he does his critical, like if I'm stuck in my martial arts poise or whatever I'm trying to do, I can't get out of it. I can't stop, and he just wails on me. Oh, no. Be stuck here for a little bit, I think. But yeah, once you're in your martial arts combo kind of thing going on, if he starts doing his critical and you're not stunning or staggering him, he's just gonna knock you out. You just can't break it or stop, so. All right. Actually, I'm going to take a look at something real quick. Let me know if there's any issues with the microphone in that. I just turned it up a little bit because I wasn't quite sure if it's... this whole match, I might as well just not worry about it. I'll take some practice, though. As long as you get pretty good at the dodge and the parries and stuff like that, you know, like any of these games, it'll be okay. But man, it can do a number on you if you're not there yet. Ah, like that. Critical. Usually you just rush him there, but I forgot to. As long as you dodge that first hit, it's okay. Or get him before he starts into it. See, I went to do the martial arts move there. And if you're not in the right spot, or if you don't have him in the right spot, he can get into this thing where he just can stop you instantly. Ah, dodging. Oh, he hit me twice in a row. And he can do that sometimes too, is twice in a row. Overall though, like I said, his first form is not horrible. It's that second form where he can hit you all the way across the board. Or across the, the arena or whatever. But yeah, it's running pretty well. I'm not complaining. I think that you can easily play this game. I know a lot of people like 60 for Souls-like games, but I'm fine with them if they run at 30. I mean, the original ones ran at 30 on the Xbox, like Dark Souls and Demon Souls and stuff like that on PS3, so I'm not going to complain. I'll crush you like the vermin you are. So what are we at? 42. I'm doing 38. I was trying to be ready, buddy. In the 40s, 30s. See here, if I get out of the way. back up. Our AI buddy will try and get his attention, but he's not. He's like, stay back. And he's supposed to like grab his attention, but he doesn't. And yeah, it's not the greatest. All right, this will be our real run at it. Rush him quickly, hit him first. I'm just doing weak swings too, just to keep him busy. There's that chi. But you do have to throw a strong one in there every once in a while to staggering kind of thing. It's probably like 3 weak and then 1 strong hit. Bosses. All right. What else was there? So yeah, outside of Wolong, the Humble Earthquake bundle that's been going on. Put that up on the community post, and then also have been showcasing games from it so people know that they run on the Steam Deck. And it's a damn good deal. $30 for what is it? 70 games, something like that. And a majority of them run on the Steam Deck. They may not all be verified or anything like that, but they definitely do run on there. See, he did 2 criticals in a row, and he's doing a 3rd one. Damn. And a 4th one. I haven't done that before. I could not get away from that. Wow. That was the first time I saw him do 4 in a row. But yeah, the Humble Bundle, man. They do those. They did one for, I think I talked about this on the Patreon channel over there. They did, I think it was the Ukraine War Bundle. And that one was similar, right, in that sense. May not have had as many games, but $30, something like that, to go all to charity. For the war relief or whatever. For this one, it's the earthquake relief in Syria and Turkey. Wow. I don't know what to say with those criticals one after another. It's like freaking fighting Tyson back in the Mike Tyson. There we go. I'm just going to go on. One after another. And you can't break it. He's just not stopping. There we go. To get him into a position where it can get close enough to him. He had me stunned. It's going to be a whole stream just on one boss. Usually I'm a little bit better, but I've been out of practice with these types. But I am glad to see. I mean, so Koei Tecmo did Wild Hearts as well. And man, the release date of that game, that I think what it goes to show is And I think we can infer that Koei Tecmo was the developer and EA was the publisher, and I think EA pushed them to push the game out too soon. And in this case, Koei Tecmo is the developer and the publisher, so it's their call on when the thing gets released. And you know, they've done a pretty decent job getting it in a more playable performance state, let's say that, than the demo, which is great. I'm happy to see that. So that's the big difference. When you're in control of what you're doing, and a publisher, or you know, an instance where the publisher's in control and how bad it can be. Wild Hearts is horrible in terms of launch day performance. Okay, give it to me. Try some magic here. Oh, wrong thing. I did the wrong way. Wrong thing. I'm going to pay for it too. Get me the hell away from him. Oh my god. Okay, yes. Oh! I thought he was focused on the other guy. I don't know if the guy... And I haven't tried doing any kind of multiplayer co-op or PvP or anything like that. I don't know if the guy that's with me, the AI buddy right now, if he's like a co-opable player. I would imagine so. But I'm not 100% sure. All right. Oh. A little bit of fancy martial arts moves. I'm in a corner, so he can't run backwards, and I can pretty much lay into him, except when he's there like that. Jeez. Okay. I can't even get a chance to use magic. Crying out loud, man. Dude is relentless. Until your buddy says, like, hey, I'll help you. He's just standing in the middle of the field right now. Not doing a damn thing. Now he's saying, oh, I'll protect you. Really? You're going to protect me from what? How are you going to protect me? He's not protecting me. So useless. See, I got into my martial arts move, and he's like doing his critical, and there was no way I could get out of it, and he won't stop. I think only a strong attack can break his combo, or his critical there that he's trying to do. I'm not going to have anything for the next part of it. That's okay. There we go. Let's just get in and get some practice on this guy. Oh, jeez. Need to get some swings on. It's a lot of dodging. Oh. And then, see, I get into that mode, and sometimes I ruin the backstab or the critical that you can do. I was thinking maybe that the best thing there is to like go in towards him and roll or dodge, but I don't think so. Funny enough, that was probably the best I've done against him. What was it, like 3/4 of his health left? Something like that. That second form has been a little rough. We can always go back through and do some grinding. Again, though, getting a chance to see how the Steam Deck performs in general. If you tune in for gameplay, I don't think it's ever going to be meet expectations. There we go. See, I screwed that up because I could have. Okay, yeah, hit him, hit him. Don't have him chase me. Hit him. Oh, that guy is. Stay behind me, please. He doesn't do anything. Well, I can't really tend to my wounds when you won't get him off me. Oh, did you get him? Okay. We at least have a break we can heal. But yeah, like, that guy keeps yelling, tend to your wounds, tend to your wounds. He's no way in hell he's going to help me. Okay, now I don't have any elixir. Getting close. And you can't stun him. It just destroys me. Destroys me. But it's all about persistence. What else was in that? Oh, the firmware update. So the firmware update for the deck that helped with the graphical issues for this game, or the, they say graphical, I don't know. It seemed like it was performance. It also, it said that Doom Eternal now supports ray tracing on the Steam Deck. I'm like, really? I have to check that out. Doom is one of the best running games on the Steam Deck. I'm kind of surprised that they, ooh, that was horrible, that they put ray tracing into the Steam Deck. I wouldn't have thought it had that much horsepower, but I don't know. It's worth a try. So I'll probably do a video on that later for tomorrow. So we can, you know, not, yeah, probably do one. Just turn that on and see how it plays. Thing about Doom, though, kind of like with Dark Souls or with any of these, you want it to kind of run at 60. Even though it's not, you know, a Souls-like game, it's a, yes, you still want it to be kind of quick and fast. Yeah, it's just basically go in, wail on them, and just keep them busy until you get to the points where you can. He does that. Come on, give me this. There we go. If you get better, or if I get better dodging, you know. I'll definitely do better in these matches. These headphones, boy, they're tight. They put a lot of pressure right on your neck, kind of like around your ear. I thought that, you know, that being that they cost a lot, I thought, oh, they'll be the best you can get. No. I've had better headphones. Sounds like he's a pirate almost. The music at some point sounds like a pirate. And that's kind of what Neo is about, like seafaring and pirates and things like that. Yep. Keep them locked up. This is pretty good. Button mash, button mash. That's what it feels like you're doing. There's a little bit of like strategy in it, but not much. It's like what would you call it? Like weak hit, strong, weak hit, strong, dodge, weak hit, strong. That's what it feels like. Oh, there we go. Ooh, he didn't get me that time. I'm surprised. Usually he does. I thought he could reach the whole way across. It's just about like, you know, the only thing this is just timing. That's all this is, man. It's just you gotta hit that. You gotta hit that parry. That's the only way. We might get him. Oh, please, God. I don't want to get too excited, but if I'm staying in and I'm hitting them right, it's okay. Oh, he got me that time. I missed one. Oh, crap. Oh, I could not. Look at that. I got too excited that we were going to do it. Yeah, if you can just hit those exact every time, he's not that hard. I could not get the last one, though. I think if we'd have hit one more parry, then we'd have been okay.
You'll be begging me to spare you.
I don't know the exact amount that's to get the most out of it in terms of hits. I don't know if it's like weak, and then strong, or if it's like 2 weeks. Okay, dude, you're not helping me. Gotta use this. Finally, he actually had that guy's attention. We're gonna have to, this is basically like redo right now. To be able to beat that other guy. So frustrating. I do like the game though. I do. It's really good. It's got the challenge. I think it's kind of where Neo should have been. Although I didn't mind Neo. It was it did not hold my interest like Souls did. And this kind of is the middle of the road, I think. I think it is 3-3 and then a big swing. That seems to be the best. It's like weak, hit, strong. And then dodging that kind of crap.
You're not as weak as you look, huh?
and then doing your martial arts when they're down, because otherwise, like I said, you get into that area where you're stuck in there. You're doing your, what do you want to call that? Your animations, and then you're vulnerable to their critical. All right. Oh, I forgot the. Where is he? I honestly think staying as close as I can and not getting caught is the best way. Like staying really close in on him. I don't know. That's how I might treat every boss in Dark Souls and all that. There's some where you just can't do that. Dragons, flying things, but most bosses I stay right on the inside of them and just wail away and dodge as quickly as you can. It's probably a horrible strategy, but it's a strategy.
You'll be begging me to spare you.
So it's 3, 3, 3. And a big dodge. Oh, come on. Come on, we can't get caught in that.
Shall protect you from further harm.
I shall protect you. He does a horrible job of
Stay
protecting
behind
you.
me, please.
Stay behind me when he's running straight at me.
That's what you get.
There we go. Time is everything.
Don't get so cocky.
It wasn't that time. All right. 98th year of doing this. All right, here we go.
I'll crush you like the vermin you are.
Maybe it's 4. It seems like you can get 4 hits and then a strong. If he's in range. Then a strong. There we go, yeah. 2, 3, 4, and strong. But that's only if like he's cornered and he can't move.
That's what you get.
Once you stop, like he's just relentless. I do really want to get him down. And trust me, I was trying like hell to beat him before I even went live because I knew this would be the stream. All right, rush him.
You'll be begging me to spare you.
Just keep on.
Don't get so cocky. You're not as weak as you look, huh?
Protect you from further harm. Tend to your wounds while you
I can't get out of his. I can't get it. It's a delay. It's one of those delayed ones where you see him glowing red and you're like, okay, hit roll. And it actually is like, once you see it go red, you've got to wait 2 seconds or, you know, a second and a half or something like that, and then roll at the last second or last whatever it is, last moment that you can.
I'll crush you.
Oh, I ran into that one because it was wrong. 2, 3, 4, strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, strong.
Be ready for anything.
Oh, it's all turned around.
Protect you from further harm. Tend to your wounds while you can.
That's what you get.
Right.
Stay behind me, please.
You're not as weak as you look, huh?
Not as weak as I look, yeah. That's right. There is one thing that you can do. I don't know if you see that when it's like 10. That's your fortitude or whatever. That's like specifically tied, I think, to your martial arts combo. Like if I run down here, you can rebuild that up to get it to like 15. So I think it gives you a stronger combo going into there. So there's reasons to go back and kind of do grinding as always. So now we've got up to 11. I think it can go up to 15 or 17, something like that. Let's see. We'll go back down this way. What are the settings? Welcome, K-Pal. I'll show you here. So essentially everything's set to low, and we're 1280 by 720. So we've got it on best performance, and it's prioritizing frames per second. And then essentially everything else, and yeah, like I said, whoops, it's set to 1280 by 720. Oh, I gotta go down to windowed. Oh no, you can't see it right now. It doesn't allow you in the game. Hang on. So it's 1280 by 720, and then everything else is either disabled or set to low. Render resolution staying at 100. If I was to change it, which we haven't looked at yet, and we go to best quality, and we go and change this to prioritize resolution, we're down considerably, like 18, 19 frames per second. So it definitely takes a hit. And this is even after the update that came out for the Steam Deck last night or yesterday that fixed some issues with the game on the Valve side. So yeah, pretty much you're setting it to basically low, which, you know, for me, the game looks pretty good even at low, so I'm happy with that. If we put it on best performance and we prioritize resolution, right? Yep. You know, we're definitely in that 35, 40. It'll probably be below 30 in the boss match. So I would kind of just keep it all the way set to low with prioritizing frames. And it's been playable for me. I don't know. Yeah, it's not bad. Not for the Steam Deck, right? Like, Steam Deck is not a PC rig. But yeah, like right here, 50s, 40s. You know, compared to like 18, 19 frames per second if you were to prioritize or, you know, go with the best best quality. So this is definitely not bad. The only downside, and I had mentioned this earlier, is that you are at 1280 by 720. It's only a 16 by 9 game. It does not support 16 by 10, so you won't get full use of the screen, right? You'll still have the little black bars at the bottom. This guy's down in the corner. We're just backtracking a second. We'll go back through since there's people that have joined that haven't seen kind of different areas, so we'll see how the performance is. We can take that mid-boss on. Let's go down and see him. We've basically cleared through these guys before, so. Yeah, it does suck. I know. All the Square Enix games pretty much are 16 by 9. And, you know, obviously they're building for console and kind of makes sense. I wonder why. I truly wonder why Steam decided to go with 16 by 9 or 16 by 10 on the Steam Deck. I don't think we can backstab him. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. It's ass stab. I don't get like why they did that. I mean, I know that there's probably some benefit to like 800p versus 720p, but I think you would have got less complaints if you would have went with a 720p screen. Or 16 by 9 ratio. Oh, this cat's getting the best of me here. Ah, come on. Try to get him. There we go. Ooh, yellow turban champion footwear. The game does have like a lot of nice little areas where you can do shortcuts. You can jump over here, get to the other side. Don't know if there's a way to do like a downward, like a jumping attack. I haven't really seen it. There we go. I do have a Switch, yep. I have, I had the original one, but I gave it to my buddy's little daughter, and then I bought an OLED. Oh, there was. It did say I don't know if it was a back because I was behind him, or if it was because I was doing a leap attack. But it did show up. It was like a backstab almost. Yeah, I like the Switch. The Switch is not bad. I mean, there's some amazing games that run on the Switch. Like Witcher's one of them. How CD Projekt Red and I forget who helped them do the work on that one, the porting. But to get that thing to run as well as they did for Witcher 3 on Switch, that was pretty impressive. Let's see. this was a shortcut that we created here. We knocked this down, this pile of wood, and that allowed us to be able to run up here and do a leap. How about you? Is that what you, do you have one of those, or is that what you were playing prior to Steam Deck? This is the guy that you learn to do your timing on for your dodges in the tutorial. I think by the time we get back to the boss, we'll have a level up. Pretty sure. The fires, there's always a fire in these games from Koei Tecmo, so it's like, definitely reminds me of Neo in that way. Okay, so let's try to get this guy. So I think it's Y. Okay, there is a jumping attack or downward attack. Ooh. Come on, there. Yeah, we'll have that level before we get back. Do a rest here. Okay. Couple more guys over here. Yeah, we're able to just one hit most of these guys, but did you get them both? Nope. There we go. An elixir. Oh, you know what? I forgot all about that. Oh, that's kind of dumb. I bet there is. I bet we can hot key these elixirs, which we weren't doing. You got the launch switch and the OLED, but you've been loving the Steam Deck. Yeah, you know, I did you use Steam before you got the Steam Deck? Out of curiosity. What I've found, and this is just being, you know, kind of like lots of Steam Deck videos and that, so I get a lot of people that are playing Steam Deck on the channel. A lot of people have come over, they've never had Steam, they never had PC before, and, you know, they come from console, which is quite interesting that the Steam Deck does that for PC gamers or for Valve. I think it's a lot more than what most companies think it's doing, because I talk to developers here and there, and they're definitely not prioritizing Steam Deck, right, in that sense. But that's not the case for everybody, but majority of them do not think about it. But the more and more I see, and I'm, you know, smaller channel with dude, give me a break with you know, just a small insight into it. I'd probably have to say 50% of the people that are watching the videos and commenting have come over from Steam or come over from console, never had a PC machine, never played PC games before. So I think it's a good thing. It's definitely bringing people in. So you were into it before then. Very cool. Yeah. Me, I think it was probably, I mean, obviously I played back in the 90s on PC, but this was long before it was any good. In my mindset, I hated it. It was not great in the 90s. In the 2000s, early 2000s is when Valve introduced Steam, and then it got really like the day that almost like the day that they introduced it. I think PC gaming, in my opinion, doubled the enjoyment level, right? Like, because you didn't have to worry about how do you get a Voodoo card to work, or what's the best graphics for the audio card, and all this crap that you had to figure out in like Windows 95, 98, Windows 2000 or whatever they were, XP. That was horrible gaming. But it was still fun, but I mean, like, it was just horrible to get games to run. Valve really changed a lot of that. So, I mean, the majority of my game catalog is on Valve or on Steam. So I was into it like you, ahead of the Steam Deck. But when the Steam Deck launched, I mean, this is really solely what I play on anymore. I do not. I've been playing more on my PS5 recently since we've been adding it to the channel. But you know, for the last year, it's been a little bit over a year because I got one of the beta units of the Steam Deck. I'd probably say that I'd put more than 1,000 hours on the Steam Deck, as well as, you know, I've played. At this point, I've probably played 550 different games on it, and probably have 500 of those. Or we just hit 500, but like 510 of those games on the channel here under the playlist. So, I mean, that's been my entire year of gaming from 22 to 23 was on the Steam Deck. And I like it because I can take it anywhere. It works great for, you know, it's not 1080p, but streams aren't really, you know, much more than 1080p. I don't see a lot of people ever trying to stream in 4K. So I don't think you have to have 1080p. Even 720 works just fine. So it's great for streaming for me. So yeah, it's got a lot of benefits. Let's see, what can we... That one seems to work the best because we'll be able to get some... dexterity, I think. Or, not dexterity, what am I thinking of? What would be the equivalent? Can't think of it. It's slipping my mind what it is. Stamina, jeez. Alright, let's try this boss once more. We'll probably lose here, but then I want to look at those elixirs and stuff like that, see what we can do with the items. I haven't messed around with them yet. Yeah, like a 30, anything above 30 is okay with me for these types of games, because I was used to playing it on the 360 and the PS3, so I'm okay with it. Although I do like playing 60. The Demon Souls on PS5 is amazing when you get a chance to play something like that. Oh, come on. Boy, once he gets going, he just does not let up. Oh, thanks, Kapow. Yeah, no, appreciate it. Yeah, it's pretty much every new every new game release, the bigger ones, right? I mean, obviously Steam, you know, you can't do every game because there's hundreds of games that launch a day, I think, on there. But for any of the big ones, you'll always see me do like the premiere of the game at around noon Pacific time, and then we'll do a live stream right after it to talk about like settings and stuff like that, and anybody that has questions on performance. So this is kind of a common thing. And it's like twice a week, sometimes 3, depending upon the game. Gotta get him. Gotta get one stab in him. Oh, he's almost got me. That was not the best that I've done yet so far with him. Yeah, but appreciate the subscription. Glad you're here. Yeah. Check out the videos. I mean, the playlist. If you're interested in any games that you don't have, I'll drop it into chat right now. It's got 500 and, like I said, 510 or 505 or something like that. Steam games that I've played on the Steam Deck just to go through. And it's well worth a watch if there's any games that you've been looking or wanting to know how they'd run. I mean, obviously you'd know as well. I mean, the nice thing about Steam is you can easily just, they've got a good refund policy. So if the game doesn't run great, that's the nice thing that's probably the nicest thing about Steam. Try to get a refund from Nintendo or Sony, and it's like, man, pulling teeth for games that aren't great or run horribly. Okay, let's take a look at this inventory. What is this? This is probably like one of the soul stone or the stones where you can break it and it gives you 300 key. So it's just basically banked souls. Heat-proof ice. Also increases flame resistance, but we don't have to worry about them. Genuine key flake, that's 100 key. Dragon Cure Pot restores HP when used, can be used multiple times. That's what we're taking when I think that's what we're using as our Estus flask. Yeah. But then you've got this elixir. Is a medicine with Chinese alchemy, raises morale rank, increases spirit gain when used, but causes spirit to slowly decrease over time. Ooh. It has the power to revitalize one's elixir field, parts of the body. Raises the key in order to increase morale. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, that's me too. I do love Steam. I think it's probably one of Valve has done just a good job of making sure that, both developers, both publishers, both the consumers, they're all three of them, they have really good tools for everybody to use the service. What is a build hook? I have no idea what this thing is. Tablet found on a small shrine. Appears to have been written on. It's just some story item. And I don't think we have any better weapons. I don't know what this belt hook thing does. Oh, it just increases your HP, that's all. Okay. Let's put that elixir in. I don't know what it'll do. We'll try it. I can't really discern what they're saying it's going to do for you. Bronze sword. That pole arm. That's the one that I'm using. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything that's any more powerful. Plus, this one has some nice... Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. I was kind of hoping for some magic thing to make this all better and make us get through this. It's not going to happen. Okay, so that's the magic. Oh, I have a new... New skill. Okay.
The world is on the precipice of
A
drastic
new martial
change.
art.
I can feel it.
And then just left and right on the D-pad to switch between that elixir and that Estus flask or whatever. Dragon cure pot. Well, let's try one of these.
You'll be begging me to spare
Oh, get away from him. Sheesh. God. This guy.
Be ready for anything.
I didn't even use the damn thing yet. We're gonna probably have to do a reset on this. Okay. Oh, I used one. Okay. Yep. Reset. It was such a waste. I forgot to use it when we dropped in there. I'm like, try it again. I don't know if it's going to benefit us, though, anything. I think it's really just getting better at the timing. That's the only thing that's going to make a difference. Usually there's never, like, this magic thing that you just do, unless you can, you know, kind of cheese the game some way. That's about the only magic there is. Okay, so we drop in, we press up. Okay, press up. Okay, we got our elixir.
Anything.
Right there. That's where I need to get better. Back in the good corner. Back in the good corner.
Can't let our guard down. Even now.
Yeah, we cannot. Boy, got 3 good ones on. Oh, I missed it there. Getting too happy with myself. We had like three in a row where we didn't even get nailed once. All right. Getting close with him. Comes buddy. Hey, hey. Oh, we killed him. Man. Can get only some. I don't even know if that thing, that little elixir thing did anything. I don't know what the hell it did. It didn't seem like it did much. Maybe increased my power a little bit. I'm going to save it until we get to the second form. That last one that I've got. We'll see if that does anything. Maybe it is a little bit more damage or boost to that.
You'll be begging me to spare you.
It's almost like you have a combo. It's like 3 or 4 weak hits and then a strong. Horrible.
Don't get so cocky.
Yeah, that's interesting. Those martial arts things are. I haven't really. I mean, unless there's a way to make them more powerful, doesn't seem like they're doing much. It just seems what they're doing is putting me into a animation that I can't get out of. Can't wait until winter's over. Tired of being sick. All right.
I'll crush
horrible it is. 4 hits and then a big. There we go. I will say this, by the time I beat both forms, I'll probably be amazing at it, and then we'll get to the next boss and it'll be like, nope, it doesn't really matter what you... See, you're in an animation and you can't get out of it.
Stay behind me, please.
I'll try to beat him with the health I've got. That animation. Ride. Hey, welcome. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Getting stuck in that animation. I'm almost tempted not to do the martial arts stuff. I think it's just more or less weak, hit, strong, and then, you know, basically be ready to dodge or parry at any second. Ah, up there too late. Usually you can stop him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. At least we parried it. Okay, now we can do the martial arts thing because he's basically stuck in his animation. He's not going to do anything to me. Finally, our buddy comes around. Look at him. He does nothing the whole time, and then every once in a while he'll jump in there. Oh, it's too late. Give me way back. I want to get to the second form. I need to have practice. I gotta beat this guy. It's killing me. Here comes the real challenge, though. Okay, we're going to use that coin. Two in a row. Sometimes I don't even know what the hell's going on there. Spun around. Is the game very hard? Yeah, it's got some challenge. I mean, it's no harder than any of the other. Oh, he got me. Am I still alive? No, I died. It's a hard game, but it's the same as any of the other Dark Souls, Neo, Bloodborne, Demon Soul, any of those, right? Very similar. Very similar. So it's not like it's overly difficult. It's just you gotta get comfortable with it, get familiar with it. Eventually, you know, you'll be able to just wipe the floor with the game.
I'll crush you like the you are.
Unless we're going to each other. It's definitely a fast game, yeah. It plays very fast. I like that about it. I like that there's a lot of speed to the game. I like that about Neo, but Neo I just never got into. Yeah, the attacks are really fast.
Stay behind me, please.
Yeah, go heal a little bit. It's all about like dodging hits. Keeping combos, well, not combos necessarily, but if you can keep them busy and stun them and break their swings, then, you know, you get a little bit of a benefit. And you gotta learn the pattern of the bosses. Boy, I got really far away from him that time. I did not want to do that. If I can stay close into him, then I do pretty well. If I'm far away from him, he's just relentless. Because you can't break his attack. 100% it's high. There's a few that you can, but... This is just the first boss. So... Like that one you can break. I found the best thing is just to kind of be relentless and just start wailing on him as quickly as you can. But then he'll do that where I was in an animation and I couldn't break it. I couldn't get out of it. And he went into his critical.
We can't let our guard down. Even now.
He's probably saying the same thing about me, though. I can't beat this guy. Yeah, the boss has a pattern for sure. Yep. This one is the more troubling, like, not troubling, but like, he's been really difficult for me just getting to that stage, right? You don't get as much time with the second form. First form, you can easily get the pattern quickly, but it takes me a little bit of time to get this guy's. It seems like whenever he does that, like I'm so much better. Oh, see, I screwed up. No, I didn't. Not yet. Well, kind of I did, but I would have rather not have been caught up like that. I didn't have any more health. Okay. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with him. It's really like I'd rather him just do his criticals, the second form do his criticals the whole time because you have a chance. The other pattern that he does, I don't know. He's just swinging wildly around with like his weak attacks. There's enough to cause trouble. Oh, I stuttered there for a second. I don't know what that was about. The only times I've seen the game really stutter at any part is when it's doing the beginning where it's like bringing up the tutorial boxes. That's the only time I've seen this game stutter. Except for that one point. So I don't know what that was. Could be downloading something in the background, but I thought I had downloads turned off. Downloads in the background do cause the Steam Deck to have some issues. It takes resources away from it. Oh, hurry up and protect me. Oh, he got me. When I say, oh, I'm getting comfortable with the second form, can't get through the first form. Sorry, I was seeing what time it was. We got snow today, and it's hopefully not going to freeze. But I'm looking at the time. It's supposed to snow here in about another hour.
I'll crush you like the vermin you
hit that every time. It doesn't seem like he can get out of it, but then he does that critical and he
Protect you from further harm.
does so much damage.
Don't get so cocky.
I'm gonna It's like one of us beats the other to the punch, and then unless you dodge out of it, which there wasn't much reason to. I was already gonna die. This game. I like it though. Eventually I'll get through it. And I'll probably end up playing a good bit of it. I probably will go through the entire game. Because like I said, it's a little different than Neo. Something about it is different. I can't really put my finger on it right now.
I'll crush you like the vermin
Maybe
you
it's the... I don't know. Maybe it's the fighting's different to me. I mean, Neo was one of those games where they just added a lot of mechanics to a game to try to differentiate itself, it seemed like. There's something different. Into your wounds while you can. I was trying to think of any other games that came out this week that I did. Oh, the one that surprised me was Ace Combat 7. I did a video on that one, I don't know, midweek. That game, you can put everything on high and it runs 60 frames per second the whole time. I thought that was really great. I mean, there's not... I can see probably why. It's not like a lot of things going on. Yeah, there's some air combat, there's some battles and stuff like that, but it's pretty much just blue backgrounds and sky. You know, there's not tons of detail and physics on grass and stuff like that that you have to worry about. Alright, I'll try to heal. I couldn't even get away to heal. He kept stunning me. I don't think there's any other modes. I might need a break here for a second. Let's see. Those are titles. This is the tutorial, the bestiary. Let's go back to the main screen just for a second. I'm curious. I don't think there's any other modes. I think there's a multiplayer, but I think it's like co-op or PvP kind of thing. Let's see. No, there isn't. Nope. I think multiplayer ends up unlocking after you get a little bit further into the game. The theater, I think these are just the movies. Yes. The movies that you unlock when you go. You know, I was testing it with other weapons early on. Yes, I tried sword. I really only have swords or polearms, so we can try a sword. kind of show a little bit different gameplay. It's my slow reaction time, most likely, to the criticals. But yeah, let's see. We've got, I don't know really if we have, how do you change weapons? Isn't there a way to do that? In Neo, wasn't it like, oh, you tap 2 buttons at the same time? Or is there no quick change? There's our... I think that was take a picture. Yeah, I don't know. Boss attack cleave is insane. Let's see, we'll do at least something with a little bit of... Alright. Let's try it with a sword.
I'll crush you like the vermin you are.
Flow of chi is changing. Be ready for
I should have dodged. I should have been able to dodge that. Yeah, the speed's nice. You can keep them basically busy the whole time. Ah, if I could only get that. There we go.
So cocky. You're not as weak as you look,
shall protect you from further harm.
Just have to be able to dodge that. Consistently. Like, there's some rounds where it's easy to dodge them. But not all the time. Like that. I can do it there. Definitely keep them busy. All right, let's try the second form with the sword. Unfortunately, I don't have a ton of health. Nope, you caught me right. Didn't take long for him to hit me. Oh, that boy. Although, you know, the sword wasn't doing too bad. It's fast enough to keep the first form. So's the cleavo. Yeah, I gotta get the timing in. I'm gonna try it on my... I've got a PC rig here too. I'm gonna play around with it tonight. See if, like, I don't think 60 frames is gonna be that big of a deal, but I can definitely pull 60 on that, so I'll try it, see if there's any difference. I don't think there is. I think it's just the issue is my ability to time it. It's not the gameplay.
Chi is changing. Be ready for anything.
On the Steam Deck kind of thing. Yep. So funny. But, you know, the real thing was to go through and look at how it performed on the Steam Deck. And I think it's easily something you can play on it. So I have no complaints about this one. In comparison to some of the last few games that we've checked out, that were launch day unprepared, I guess you'd say. I don't know. This has been better than most.
You'll be begging me to spare you.
It also helps when I'm not focused on multiple things either. I'll probably be able to beat it right after I end streaming. It's like whittling his health down. Dodge that, and I didn't kill him. I thought it did. Ah. Let's go at it one more time. And I think I'll probably call the stream good then. Been on about 2 hours. Unless we get past it and then we keep going. Oh.
Ready for anything.
Okay, dude, I can't even see you half the time when you're trying to swing or anything.
You're hurt. Stay behind me.
Try. There we go.
Don't get so cocky.
It definitely takes a little bit more time with the swords. The pole arm has more power. I think I'm going to switch back for the last one. We'll take one more run at. And that is... Which one was it? I think it was this one. I wish I had. Well, I don't. Oh, I fell. I was gonna say wish I had checked my stuff before I went in, and I just fell off.
You'll be begging me to spare you.
Maybe I can reach him. Oh yeah, sword's fine. I like that, but it's definitely quick. But this thing can take a little bit more off of him.
Ready for anything.
God, he rolls around so quick. There we go. Wow, The guy finally helped and did something. I saw him shoot him twice. I hadn't seen him doing anything. God. Oh. All right. I hate this guy. Oh, I got past it. It happens so quick, I don't really know what goes on. Sometimes I'm like, well, I just got lucky. Made it through. Oh, I forgot that he has that move where it's like a forest of crap that he's going through. Yeah, this one's a little bit better, that's for sure. Oh, I should have dodged that. Ah, come on. I missed it. I missed it. Oh, God. That sucked. But I think that'll cover it for today. I'm going to go and work on some other stuff for the channel instead of killing myself on this, and I'll try playing it later tonight once I've got a little bit of time away from it. But do appreciate everybody for hanging out and checking it out. It's playing great on Steam Deck. I think it is. I mean, yes, it's not playing 60 frames per second and all of that, but I don't think I expected it to, but it's definitely playing way better than the demo did, and even better than last night once, Valve put out that patch for the beta firmware for the, I guess it was the Steam OS. They updated Steam OS to be able to help fix some items within the game, like some glitching and stuff like that. But it's playing great on launch day, so I could definitely see playing it handheld mode on a couch. But I think I'll probably try it on my PC rig as well, just to see how it plays and, what it'll look like at 4K and stuff like that. But, there's always the ability. I mean, the nice thing about me, what I've got a PC rig and it's hardlined into the network, so I can actually play it remote play on the Steam Deck if I really want to get a little bit better performance. And it usually is pretty good. I get much better battery life when you're playing remote play, just because it's really only using Wi-Fi and the screen, and it plays well. So I don't know. I'm going to give it a couple tries, see what it's going to play like. I'll probably do a follow-up on the graphics comparison, and we'll do another video probably for tomorrow on the game and just kind of showcase some stuff, showcase some graphics capability between the PC rig and the Steam Deck. But in general, pretty happy with it. So glad it's much better than Wild Hearts. I felt bad for Koei Tecmo on that one. That's it, folks. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Thank you, Talent Ride and Kapow and everybody else for stopping by and saying hello and chatting. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. See ya.